Well, it's my pleasure today to have with us one of Britain's most innovative chemists, Dr. Richard Stead, who's been doing some superb work in the field of natural alternatives to antibiotics. Dr. Stead, would you like to say a few words about yourself, please?
Thank you for this opportunity, Phil. I'm a chemist by training, and for the last 20 years I've been concentrating on the chemicals that exist in nature and the way that nature uses them for the benefit of plants, for humans, for animals, and that's where my work is concentrated now.
So, is there a problem with the way that medicine is treating infection today? Do we have a problem with antibiotics?
Yes, we do. The invention of penicillin was amazing more than 50 years ago. Sadly, within only a few years, resistance by several organisms became recognised. There have been hundreds of other antibiotics developed since then, but again, organisms are developing a resistance, such that perhaps antibiotics no longer work.
So what would the body use as its natural first line of defence?
You're right, Phil. The body does have a first line of defence. In our tears and in our saliva, for example, we produce molecules called oxythiocyanate. And these are there to kill off the first infection that might enter our body, whether they be bacterial or viral or fungal.
So these oxythiocyanate cells, they form the first line of defence. What do they destroy?
Well, there are trials that we have performed in laboratories against a wide range of pathogenic materials, and we have always been successful in killing them. And these include some of the nasties such as E. coli, listerias, salmonellas, MRSA or Staphylococcus aureus, as well as fungal and viral pathogenic materials.
So if antibiotics are becoming resistant to pathogens, can pathogens become resistant to oxythiocyanate?
That's a very good question, Phil. We think the answer is no. The reason we've come to that conclusion is because pathogens have been around for as long as man has been around, yet man is still here. Therefore, he must be able to produce this defence against which the pathogenic organisms have not developed a resistance.
So this is fascinating information, Dr. Stead. So I suppose a lot of people will be asking themselves, why haven't we heard about oxythiocyanate supplements before?
Oxythiocyanate is a very sensitive molecule. It has a very short half-life, only a matter of hours, which makes it impossible to manufacture in a factory and then ship it around the world. For the product first line, we have developed a special kit formulation whereby people will manufacture it at home, and therefore it is at its full maximum strength when they consume it.
So what makes first line unique?
Well, first of all, the kit itself, the components in the kit are absolutely stable, and you can keep them in your medicine cupboard at home for a long time. When you make it up through the patented kit, formulation that we have, then it is at its maximum performance. And the other unique factor is that it is active against such a wide range of organisms. You don't need to find out what organism it is that's making you ill, and you know that you'll be able to take the first line kit, rather than having to wait for a specific organism to be identified and then to take the antibiotic that's effective against that organism.
So I suppose a pertinent question we should ask is, how quickly does first line work?
Well, in the laboratory trials that I referred to earlier, we have seen that the pathogenic materials that are in the water have been totally destroyed within minutes. By that I mean 40, 60, 80 minutes, depending upon the concentration of the pathogens and the type of the pathogen. Anecdotal evidence, which is all that we have at the moment, suggests that people are feeling better after a couple of hours or overnight.
So, from the doctors who've been using these kits, have you heard anything about the types of patients they've been treating?
We have indeed, and there have been several hundred doctors who have taken kits, some of them more than one, to treat patients. And the typical conditions have been upper respiratory tract, leg ulcers, and stomach conditions such as Helicobacter pylori. And in every case, they have been delighted to report back positive results.
So how easy is it to apply a first-line kit, Richard?
Really very easy. We've worked hard to make it easy. The kit consists of 4 components, which are based upon the things that occur in nature, in your saliva, for example. You add the 4 components into water, allow the materials to settle, and then you drink it.
So when should first line be used?
Well, we would recommend that the first time that you feel that your body might be suffering from an infection, then you should take one of the kits. Personally, I take a kit every 3 months, whether I feel ill or not, because I feel that we all are carrying pathogenic materials with us all the time. And so to boost my immune system and lower the body burden that these things introduce can only be a good thing.
And what dosages should people be taking?
Well, we manufacture the kit to a standard dosage size, and so people take 1 kit. However, it's always very difficult to measure the extent of the infection, and therefore for some people who may be more heavily infected, perhaps a second dose is recommended for the second day.
This is wonderful information, Richard. I was wondering actually, with antibiotics, people who take multiple doses would see quite a lot of toxicity, which of course would lead to side effects. What's been the case with first line, even with patients who have taken multiple doses of first line?
Well, the toxicity level, often referred to as the LD50 number for oxythiocyanates, is around 50 milligrams per kilo per day, per person. We are introducing into the body only 25 milligrams a day, where therefore we are well below any toxicity levels.
Well, this is amazing work, Richard, and I do have to congratulate you and your team on such a wonderful invention. I mean, what it seems, we have a natural molecule here that we can now use as a supplement that will kill gram-positive and gram-negative pathogens without upsetting good intestinal flora and without creating side effects. That's why it sounds absolutely so wonderful. Would you like to add anything that you've discovered, or what you believe that this product can do for people?
Well, thank you, Phil, for the compliments for my team and myself. But all we have done is copy what nature does. I've always believed that nature has the answer to everything. And I'm also a strong believer that chemistry is the key. And we've managed to bring these together in first line.